Okay, this is my first attempt at making this kind of a video. I've been fooling with OBS for about a week, so see how this goes. I'm going to try and show an intro clip from a 90s Twilight Zone called The Card. A couple screenshots, 7-Eleven decodings just for fun. And then I'm going to try and go right into the World War II stuff in this same video. If that's possible. We shall see. So, see if I can show this.
The devil, they say, having so far failed to destroy the human race with nuclear weapons, toxic waste, or elevator music, has finally devised his most cunning weapon, long-term credit, with fine print, written in the long-term credit. Long-term credit. Long-term credit. With fine...
I gotta be honest with you, this is a lot of fun for me. This is pretty cool. Let's watch it one more time. One more time.
The devil, they say, having so far failed to destroy the human race with nuclear weapons, toxic waste, or elevator music, has finally devised his most cunning weapon, long-term credit, with fine print.
Look, Matt would say, look at this person. Why are these people walking right in front of the car? Oh, that's right, because it's staged. Watch out, you're going to get hit, lady.
Credit, with fine print, written in the Twilight Zone.
Alright, I just want to get to a couple shots that I want to show here. See one here. See anything here? Okay. Let's look at some screenshots. First one. We got some numbers up top here. I think I have a close-up of that. 11, 3, 88. So that's 33 and 88. Okay. We got the card. So we got a 33 at the beginning here. Then we got 9, drop out the zeros, 1, 1. And then we have a bunch of strange barcode symbols. These are all 3s. So we have 3 different representations of 3. So three different 3s. 3 sets of 2, but overall we have 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, which sum up to a 6, 6, 6 if we group the like 3s. Okay, see if we got anything else in this episode. Okay, another little clip here. The nature, and I'm telling you, this has to do with 7-Eleven. The nature of the trap we are in, the cage that is constructed around us, that we were born into. I said a long time ago, if you want to know the whole 100-year plan, all you have to do is watch the whole 90s Outer Limits and 80s Twilight Zone. I'm sorry, this is 80s Twilight Zone, I believe. Yeah, I think this is the 80s. The new Twilight Zone is 80s, and new Outer Limits is like 90s to early 2000s. But there's so many truth drops in so many of these episodes. I'm going to show another short scene. I don't know what I'm allowed to show in videos like this, but I guess I'm going to find out real fast.
What do you know about our card? Nothing until your call. I'd never heard of you. Well, let's say that we understand that modern life cannot be conducted on a cash basis.
That's it.
That modern life cannot be conducted on a cash basis. Till your call, I'd never heard of you. Well, let's say that we understand that modern life cannot be conducted on a cash basis. So we offer credit to those who can't get it anywhere else. You're the credit card of last resort.
Modern life cannot be conducted on a cash basis. Let's just say we understand modern life cannot be conducted on a cash basis. Ha 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 ha! What a hoot. Isn't that funny? Okay, now another short clip. What is the goal of this predatory lending? These financial practices, this financial matrix erected around us. You're going to see, too, also the Mandela effect is going to be dropped here. But who are these people? What is their goal? Why are they lending? Why are they giving credit that they know can't be repaid? Why are they lending to people that can't repay it? What's the end game here?
Come in here with me, Mrs. Wolf. Yes, those were your children. Earlier this week, we acquired your cat and your dog. What seems to be the problem? What seems to be the problem? You're just taking my children away from me and no one even remembers that I had them.
You just took my children away from me and no one even remembers that I had them. So she couldn't pay, so they take their children away. You know, this is all, you gotta watch these shows. They're so thinly veiled. They just really lay it out here. So, through predatory lending, we diminish their resources until they have no options left, and they will give up their children. Destruction of the family unit.
We acquire the experiential matrix along with the principle. It wouldn't be fair to give someone a cat.
We acquire the experiential matrix along with the principle.
Without the accompanying memories, would it? What kind of people are you? Well, you said it yourself. We're the credit card of last resort. Now, you signed a business agreement with us, and you failed to make the good faith payments, and we collected. It's all in the cardholder agreement. Don't give a damn about your cardholder agreement.
Contracts. They lock us in with contracts. Okay, there's one more thing I forgot I wanted to show on this Twilight Zone episode. Look in the beginning of the episode, there's 7-Eleven right in the title screen in the reflection of the window. There's a 7-Eleven convenience store sign in the reflection of the window. I'll play just this intro clip again, and you're gonna see when the car pulls into the parking lot, the front and the rear license plate both say 2 had 387, and 387 is 7-Eleven. It's hard to see it in this scene, but I'll show later in the episode. There's a clearer shot. I'll show the screenshot. But look, you're going to see the license plates and then the reflection of the 7-Eleven in the window.
Long-term credit. with fine print written in the Twilight Zone.
Here we go. Right here, you can see the 7-Eleven in the reflection. Okay. Now I'm going to show later, there's a better shot of the license plate. Clearly says 2 had 387. And this is why I say 387 is 7-Eleven. 3 plus 8 is 11. So it's 11-7. It's backwards, just like it's backwards in the reflection in the window. This is also 18. 3, 8, and 7 is 18. Obviously, 11 and 7 is also 18, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6 is also 7-Eleven. So here we have it in the window. Here's a close-up of it in the window. 2 had 7-Eleven. So the second one would be this, was the second one. Two had 7-Eleven. Okay, I'm going to show a short intro clip from one of these World War II documentaries from the era. They came out soon after the war, right after the war ended. This one's called The Nazi Strike. Just watch this. The intro to this film is literally the introduction to Star Wars. It's hilarious. Watch this intro here. The Empire. Look at the background. Why are we in space? Woe and death to all who resist my will. Free. Destroy by all and any means. Look at this background. Boom. What? Hey, what was that? What does this have to do with space? And why do we show this asteroid impact at the end of this sequence? Look at this. Boom. A comet? A comet, perhaps? World changes?
The symbols and the leaders change, but Germany's maniacal urge to impose its will on others continues from generation to generation.
They're just evil pieces of shit, these fucking Germans.
The symbols and the leaders change, but
the symbols and the leaders change, but the game stays the same. The symbols and the leaders change, but the game stays the same. Meet the new boss. Same as the old boss.
On his fanatic followers.
In the Middle Ages, a plague of slavery descended on the world. Out of the wilds of Mongolia came a mighty army of fierce horsemen, led by Genghis Khan. Burning, looting, pillaging.
Here we go with the Mongolia. Out of the wilds of Mongolia, Genghis Khan conquered the whole world. Is that a man or is that a title? We don't know. But we know Mongolia conquered the entire world.
The barbarian horde swept across Asia and Eastern Europe. Genghis Khan conquered most of the world of the 13th century.
There you have it.
Adolf Hitler was determined to outdo him and conquer all of the world of the 20th.
Jeez Louise. So this guy, he's the new Genghis John, it appears. We got another Genghis John on our hands here. He's going to conquer the whole world. He's going to come out of the wilds on horseback, conquer the whole world.
Set up at Munich was an institute devoted to the little-known science of geopolitics,
The little-known
vaguely
science.
defined as the military control of space.
Oh, the military control of space. That's what geopolitics is. Okay, I got it. So that explains the intro. We hadn't been to space yet, but space, comets, the control of space. Got it.
Vaguely defined as the military control of space.
Okay, this is the one I originally wanted to show, Desert Victory. And I'm going to ask some questions here because I don't know what a lot of this means. A lot of you history, mud flood researchers, I'm sure, know much better than me. I'm an idiot. I don't know my history very well. But I'm gonna show this and analyze some things anyway. Like I said, this is not an accurate historical commentary. It's just my intuition and what looks strange to me here. Desert Victory. Four British Army cameramen were killed, 7 were wounded, and 6 were captured. Okay, what do we have here? The scenes of Field Marshal Rommel and of Hitler were filmed by the Germans, but were captured by the British in their rapid advance. There's a lot of enemy, quote-unquote, enemy film in all of these documentaries that they had right during the war. It seems like a collaborative effort to me, but I'm a kook. What do I know? It's probably accurate what they say. Like Hitler and Rommel are just having tea right on the front lines. You probably got, Churchill and FDR on the other side. Just cannonballs falling all around them, and they just keep capturing the video. They're real lackadaisical with their information control. Filmed by the Germans. Now this. And to complete the liberation of the Second Roman Empire overseas. What the fuck is the Second Roman Empire? I mean, because the Allies are fighting against Italy originally, right? Is that the Second Roman Empire? Italy? Rome? Is Rome the Roman Empire? No, it's not. Because they're liberating the Second Roman Empire. So are the Ethiopians the Second Roman Empire? It's hard to find this term even on Wikipedia or anywhere, the Second Roman Empire. It's very bizarre.
The Western Desert is a place fit only for war.
A place fit only for war. So why Why are you fighting over it? Hey, we need millions, hundreds, tens of thousands, millions of people from England, America, and Germany to travel across the world to fight over an area of land fit only for war. That's what I mean. Yeah, we're having a war here because it's really only fit for war. That's what you're going to die
are
over.
nothing but sand and stone. A compass is as necessary, once off the road, as it is to a sailor at sea. Water doesn't exist until you bore deep into the earth.
Another thing, water doesn't exist unless you bore deep into the earth. So even here in the deep desert, there's water. There's primary water everywhere. You can dig a well anywhere. You might have to dig deeper, but why doesn't every city block have a well in the center of every block that feeds the houses or buildings for that block? We can do it everywhere. Everyone should have free water. But if everyone has a well, how do we charge for, how do we put a meter on a well if everyone has their own well? And more importantly, how do we add the essential vitamins and minerals like fluoride and lead and cadmium that you need to keep your body healthy? If everyone has a well, that doesn't work. We need a central water control so we can add in the things you desperately need, your extra vitamins. We can't do that if you have a well. Same thing with, electricity.
In your shaving mud. Flies have the tenacity of bulldogs. Bruises readily turn to desert sore. Days that are very hot can be followed by nights of bitter cold. When the hot Kamsin wind brings its sandstorms, life can be intolerable.
Ahead a little bit. Okay, look at these poor guys. And this is not, I carry my grandfather's World War II dog tag on my keychain. My grandfather's brother was killed in World War II. Obviously, a lot of men died over here. But was it a war like we think it was? You watch all this footage, it's strange. It's staged. These guys are so discombobulated, confused, out of sorts. Let's watch this.
But the British people had declared war. War on Hitler and everything he stood for. The democracies did have convictions for which people were willing to stake their lives.
So they got these guys willing to stake their lives. Unprepared? Yes. Look at these poor guys just wandering in. They just put a fucking hat on them. They're just coming from like the mill, the bank, the car plant. Put a hat on them. Stick them on a boat. Send them to the middle of the fucking desert in Africa.
But the British people had declared war. War on Hitler and everything he stood for. The democracies did have convictions for which people were willing to stake their lives. Unprepared? Yes. But that didn't matter. For they finally realized that what was being threatened wasn't just the integrity of Poland, but the integrity of free men everywhere in the world.
What? So obviously people died here, out in the middle of the desert, a land fit only for war. So we're gonna ship you. We don't want you ruining. Obviously people died, but I'm watching this footage, the desert footage and all. I get this really sick feeling that it's like some kind of haunted hayride. Like a set-up thing. Like, people died, but did they just bring these guys out into the desert where they have a whole movie set up just to kill them out there? Just to drop bombs on them and cull the population? And think about this. If, say it was all set up, you're just in some kind of House of Horrors movie set where people are getting blown up all around you. If someone tried to show you this footage, like, does any of this make sense? Does this look real? Doesn't this look strange, staged? They would say, tell that to my buddy that got his legs blown off a foot away from me. Tell that to my best friend that got shot in the fucking head on the transport. They're never going to accept that. But what, I know it's sick and disturbing, but what if they brought these guys out into these desolate locations where they had this all set up, this haunted hayride set up, a staged war, to just do these massive sacrifices, a staged human sacrifice out in the middle of nowhere. How would we ever know the difference? How would these guys who were there know the difference in the fog of war? I'm going to look through more of these World War II documentaries and try and put some more interesting clips of these together.